Welcome back to Once Upon a Sister.
I'm Faith.
I'm Rosalie.
And we're your hosts. I gotta look at each other every time we say it. All right. So welcome to this week. We're excited. This week we're going to be doing a little Would You Rather game. In my mind, I'm like, I don't know. We were just kind of talking about it. Like, it's kind of like a this or that, but it's more Would You Rather. Yeah. We're going to be comparing two different things, choosing Would You Rather. And we are going into this. I don't know what she chose. She don't know what I chose. And so part of me is like, because this was her idea. So I'm like, I hope I understood what you were trying to say, but I'm kind of scared that I didn't get the point because we couldn't tell each other what we were choosing. So hopefully this makes sense.
We communicated kind of what we were looking for, but I feel like it'll be fine even if we have different stuff because it gives us different things to talk about.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to be doing. Before that, what have you been reading or what did you finish reading?
Right now I'm reading I read one page. I haven't even really gotten to read it because life's been moving so crazy this past few weeks. But it's called The Rivaled Crown. It's the third in a series. I can't even remember what the first one is called.
I know. I can't either. No.
I can't remember what it's called.
Kingdom, right?
Yeah, but it's on Kindle Unlimited, and I'm really enjoying it. It's the third and final of the books. So they're super fun. It follows like this hidden kingdom. And this girl who's the princess, and she's basically running away from her abusive father, the king. And then I just started this morning listening to As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. Finally. It's the third in the series, The Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So far, I'm like, what's happening?
I know I read it like a couple weeks ago, and I was immediately like, I need you to finish this because I need to be able to talk about it with someone. It's just, I don't know, crazy.
Yeah, so I just started that, and so far I'm like, I'm nervous, but
it's a roller coaster.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm on Quicksilver. I have like 10% left, so I'm like almost.
Oh, really?
Done.
Only that much?
No, literally.
I didn't
know
I
was listening to it on the way here, and it started
listening.
like picking up. Like it's the end of the fantasy, so I'm like, I just want to finish it.
Yeah. The end is like I was like whiplash.
Yeah. I'm liking it so far. I don't know. It's a pretty good fantasy.
I love it. It's just, I don't know.
I'm liking like all the characters we're getting introduced to. I feel like it's going to be a good like group of people. And then I'm also reading the fourth book in the Magnolia Parks universe.
How many is there?
There's 5 currently.
There's going to be more?
Yeah. Oh. So it goes Magnolia Parks, Daisy Hates, Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home, Daisy Hates, The Great Undoing, Magnolia Parks. I think I completely messed that up. Anyways, it's a Magnolia, Daisy, and then I think there's either going to be 1 or 2 more Daisy, which I don't know why. But like the Magnolia Parks part is done.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, so I'm on the 4th book, which is A Daisy Hates. I'm still enjoying it. The last one, the Magnolia Parks one, I can't remember what it is. I think that one's The Great Undoing, but I don't know. They're all so many names. The end of that once again had me shocked. I was like, what just happened? Like, I feel like the Daisy Hates ones don't really have crazy plot twists, at least the first one.
Not her last name is Hates?
Hates, like Haites.
Okay.
And then, but like the Magnolia Parks, both of the first 2, like they just ended in like an unexpected, I don't know. So as soon as I finished that, I was like, okay, I just have to keep reading. But yeah, I'm enjoying both of them. I'm anxious to finish Quicksilver so I can just know what happens.
That's the thing about reading multiple books at once is you're like,
I know. But it's hard because like at least right now I'm in such a mood of I want to read so many things. I've been in a really big cowboy romance mood, but I'm struggling to find any, so I'm like picking up other books and like I want to be reading Quicksilver and I want to be reading Daisy Hates, but I'm just craving a cowboy romance.
I just reread Powerless and Reckless. I just finished them yesterday, and that's the first time I've done a reread.
Really?
For a book that I've read recently. Like I reread Hunger Games, I reread Percy Jackson, but for books that I've read as an adult, that's the first time I did a reread. Yeah. And it was so good. I loved it. Like
also recently I've really been wanting to reread Throne of Glass, which makes no sense to me.
No, I have been too, like I feel like I need to go into it with fresh eyes.
Yeah, because I've been seeing so many people read it for the first time, and like I've already read it, but it's like I feel like it's reigniting like the excitement I had because it was, I don't know, I feel like we got stuck in.
I was watching some of I'll Read What She's Reading like first TikToks because I was like I want to see how they started out, so I scrolled back and it was Michaela talking about Throne of Glass, and she was saying how much it like impacted her, because it was one of the first big series that she read, and she's like crying. She's like, I feel like it like gave me confidence and like taught me that I could like do things, hard things, and they're all just sitting there crying listening to her, and I'm like, I'm crying watching it. I'm like, wait, I missed this series. Like,
I know, it just like, I feel like I've been missing the characters like Dorian and Kale, and
I kind of want to like reread it, because I feel like there had to, because that's how she wrote the series. Like there was little Easter eggs. I feel like there was things that we definitely missed.
So much more.
So anyway,
what are you guys reading?
That's what we've been reading. Yeah, what are you reading right now?
Okay, getting into the would you rathers. We're gonna kind of go back and forth. So I guess I can go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
let's see if I did this right.
Okay. My first one is, would you rather compete in the Hunger Games or run the maze in the Maze Runner?
I have a very similar question.
It's okay.
Compete in the Hunger Games or run the maze?
And we're both answering these, by the way. I
think I'd rather run the maze, because I don't think I could beat 23 other people and kill 20. Like if I was gonna be in the Hunger Games, I would be like Rue, where I'm just hiding, but then she didn't even make it.
And then you get No, I feel like I don't know if I could even run in the maze, like, because the creature that's in there, like, imagine you're stuck with that creature. But
the thing is while you're in the middle of the maze, you could be working out and getting up your endurance.
You could,
and then you could get. But the Hunger Games, you're just like fighting
smack dab in there. Like you get a week of.
I would be PETA, like laying in the river, like painting my face, hiding.
No, because I feel like even though I probably wouldn't survive in the maze, I would feel better because consciously I'm not killing 12 other people. 23 other people.
Yeah,
like,
that's
funny.
About that. Well, my question is, would you rather be in the Hunger Games or in Divergent? I
feel like Divergent.
Yeah,
because I feel like the stakes aren't as high.
Yeah, same.
Because like Hunger Games, saying we're in Hunger Games, like we're gonna be in the game, like you have to do things. But like if I'm in Divergent and I'm in like, what are they even called?
She's Dauntless.
Am I Dauntless? Like I can just sit back and or not Dauntless.
Well, she has to go through all the.
Where did she come from? What were her parents?
Amity, right?
Amity? Like if I was that, I could just sit back and y'all can figure it out, and I can.
Yeah. Did you see that TikTok I tagged you in today? It was like someone was like, my fan cast for Fourth Wing, and it was literally Divergent. It was like Tris was Violet, Zayden was Ford. No. It was like all the characters. I was laughing so loud. All the comments like, you know what? Yeah, like. But
I don't picture Theo James as Zayden.
I don't know.
Zayden has darker hair and like, I don't know.
But that's what everybody says is like, that's as soon as I started reading Fourth Wing, I was like, this is Divergent with dragons.
It is,
like,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm like thinking about the world. I'm like, ah! Okay, what's your next question?
All right. Would you rather be best friends with Evie from Assistant to the Villain or Peyton from Powerless?
That's good. I feel like mine aren't good now that you asked that. Okay.
No, I have some other ones.
Mine's definitely going to be... That's hard though, because I think of who my personality would probably more get along with. Because I'm more of like a calm, reserved person, would probably be Evie.
That's what my exact thought is. Like,
but I love Peyton.
I would love to be best friends with Peyton, but I don't know if we would click completely.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I would get along more with Evie.
But the thing about Peyton is I don't necessarily think she wants to have to be tough. She's been forced into the position because she's been in survival mode. So
but then
maybe
also think about her best friend, Athena. Like she was soft and
Adina. Yeah.
Adina, sorry.
Yeah, she was like I love the opening of that of Powerful. If you read the like, it's like for girls that like want to be soft. Like she's dedicated it to the girls that want to be soft. I'm like, I love that because I would never be the one wanting to be crazy battling. That's a hard one.
So have you picked? I don't even know. I feel like I'm gonna say Evie, just because I feel like I could get along more. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say Evie too.
Also because being best friends with her, like you'd get to be friends with other people.
And I feel like I relate to her in the aspect of like, I know you're not an older sister, but like the older sister where she's like caring for her younger sister. I feel like I relate to that.
But then Peyton also cares for Adina.
That's a really hard one. Okay, what would y'all choose if you read those books?
Y'all can also answer along in the comments. Let us know because sometimes they're hard.
Well, I don't feel like my next question is as good
It's
because
fine.
I did a lot of like tropes or like genres. So
No, but I like that.
mine is fantasy or romance. If you could only read one for the rest of forever, would you rather pick fantasy or romance?
Oh, it's so hard because like I love both.
But fantasy, obviously,
And
I mean like romantasy.
yeah, like
So-
I could do romantasy, but the thing is like I feel like if I only read romantasy, I would get burnt out. Because it's like sometimes you have to deal with the fantasy side of it of like world building and stuff, and like I read those, but I need my romance books between. So I literally don't.
But
know.
I don't anymore. So I think that obviously mine would be romantasy because you know I'm romantasy through and through. But you would just have to. I think my filler books would be the ones that don't have as much of
I guess,
crazy
yeah.
world building. Like
But the
if
thing
I
is,
was
I
gonna
also
do that,
just
like Throne of
love-
Glass, like intricate world building, and then jump to something like Powerless, where it's like
Yeah.
simple world.
Yeah, but I also just love my romances, and I know you're not. And I was thinking about that recently. It's like it's okay that I like romance. Like I just
No, there's nothing wrong with it.
crave to read romances sometimes.
Well, no, the thing is, like I need the
No, I know.
romance in my books.
We all have our.
But I'm like, I need something more. I needed to have like life and death stakes or like I don't know.
Yeah.
The plot just gets like
I feel like I guess
to me when like what I read a book a few months ago as like a palate cleanser and I was like, that's it. I can't even remember what it was, and I was like, that's it. Like they're just together. Like there's nothing else going on. I would remember just being like, oh, like, and it wasn't a bad book, but
Yeah.
I'm like, I just need give me a little zhuzh, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I just love a simple romance sometimes, which I don't know.
but I feel like for me, it has to be like the writer has to be good. Like it has to be.
Yeah, that's true.
It can't just be like like if it's got the miscommunication trope in it, I'm like, you know what?
I guess maybe I could do like I guess I'll pick fantasy because I don't want to give up fantasy, and I could still get romance, and I could just pick up like what they call like cozy fantasies or what are they called? I can't remember. There's a certain word. People say that the Encyclopedia of Fairies
Oh,
is like this.
I want to read that.
It's like a calm fantasy. I can't remember. Anyways,
Low
yeah.
stakes. Yeah.
I guess I would choose fantasy, which that makes me sad. Okay. I have no idea what your answer will be to this one after what you've recently read. But would you rather only read love triangles or have to wait 10 books for the main couple to get together?
Only read love triangles?
Yeah.
Or wait
Like,
10 books.
Any fantasy, romance,
Wait
or
10
anything
books.
you read.
As long as they have the slow burn, yearning, like
10 books?
if we get like the angst and the banter with it, then
See, that was my thought. It's like I love a
I
good
couldn't
slow burn,
handle every book being a love triangle.
But 10 books every time? Like, every time you want to read, you're going to have to...
But the thing about love triangles anyway is you're still waiting several books for them to choose one.
are. But, okay. I just didn't know how you would say or what you
Because
would
I
say
recently
for that, 'cause you
read
just read Light Lark.
Light Lark, and that's a love triangle situation. And honestly, I still don't know who I want her to be with because I went into the book right off the bat. I could tell, oh, this is going to be a love triangle. And so I didn't let myself attach to either guy because I was like, I don't want to
Which
get...
I think is hard.
But I
'cause
feel
it's
like I
you.
am leaning towards one guy, but I'm like, I don't think he's going to be the
Yeah.
one. So I'm really trying
Which
not
that
to.
sucks, but also it's like, I feel like for me in a love triangle, or when I'm reading a romance, I need to attach to the characters. So if
Yeah.
I'm for so long being like, okay, I'm not going to attach because I don't know who it is, like, I'm not letting myself, like...
Yeah, it was hard. I will say, like, I don't know. I did attach in a way, but I didn't to the level that I normally do. I
Yeah.
attached to her,
Yeah.
but
I guess we'll see how
I
you
think
feel
that
when it's
I
over.
feel like I'm kind of lying to myself because I did get more attached to one guy, but I'm like trying.
She's not
to,
admitting it.
Yeah, I'm like when you read it, I don't want to tell you stuff because I'm like I don't want to
Yeah.
spoil it for you. But
All right, what's your
Okay.
next one?
all right, would you rather, if it was like your real life,
Okay.
do fake dating or marriage of convenience?
I feel like fake dating. Because as much as I love marriage of convenience, like, that's a lot. Like, in
I
real
love
life...
a good marriage of convenience.
In real life, that's a lot to commit to.
Yeah,
And, like, I don't want to have to go through a divorce. Like, I'm okay.
yeah.
Like, I could just fake date and we could fall in love that way. Plus, that's also, like... I feel like both of those are forced proximity, but fake dating just has a lot less stakes involved.
Yeah.
Because also, I feel like because most... What is it called? What is it? Marriage of convenience. Oh my gosh.
Okay, wait, what do you say?
Most books where that's the trope, the main character, like the female main character, she has to lie to everyone, like her family too. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I do not want to lie to my family. I feel
Yeah.
like fake dating I could, but I guess most of those two they're trying to convince their family. But I don't know. Marriage is a lot in real life. I love it in a book, but for me, no.
I love a good marriage of convenience, but
What would you do?
fake dating
Yeah.
probably.
It's just a lot to commit to.
Because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like with marriage of convenience, I don't know, it's hard.
It is.
But the thing I love about the fake dating is they're forced to like
No, that's what they're
be
forced
close
to.
and like, I don't know.
And it's pretty much the same as marriage of convenience, but you just don't have all those commitments.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
like, I don't know. I just wouldn't want to have to do all that. I'm like, if you're gonna marry me, you better be in love with me. This is not. We're getting married because we love each other, not for any other reason. Okay. Would you rather have to fight the worm from Akatar or the big spiders from Throne of Glass?
Oh, that's hard. I saw a TikTok where someone did like the AI of the spiders.
I
and
can't
they're
even picture.
way bigger than I would
And
have
also,
thought.
I can't even remember what they're called. Are they just called spiders?
No, I cannot remember.
But I like.
You know, I think that I really wouldn't like it if it could talk to me. I think that would freak me out way more. I think I'd rather do the worm.
Yeah. Plus, I hate spiders. So I'm like, the thought of just this giant, like, big-eyed, like. The way the person in Akatar defeats the worm, I feel like I could do that way better than I could trying to defeat
for
those
sure.
big spiders.
Yeah, same.
Because, like, the techniques that person uses, like,
Yeah,
makes, I don't know, it feels more attainable.
more doable. Like
Yeah.
she did it without really any training or anything. That was her
Yeah.
first big battle, I guess you could
Plus,
say.
there was one.
Yeah,
Like, the spiders, you're fighting multiple. Wasn't there multiple?
yeah. Well,
Like,
yeah.
I would not be able
Yeah,
to.
I would definitely
I would
do
die
the-
right away.
the
They brought me
worm.
up in their web and I'd be food, like.
Okay. Okay. Would you? This is funny. This is the Akatar one. Would you rather be best friends with Amarantha or I don't know how you say her name out loud. Ianthe or Ianthe?
I have no idea.
Because I didn't listen to the books.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm gonna have to say Ianthe or whatever, because I feel like she has more of a chance of becoming good. Like,
Yeah, I can see
Amarantha
that.
is too far gone.
Yeah.
But I feel like with Ianthe or whatever, like, I could fix her.
In that book, in the second, she's in the second book. She's basically like, I'm not gonna give anything away, but she's basically like taking over someone's life and like planning everything out for them, and like the wedding and everything. I'm like, she's the girl that's getting married, like specifically wants things a certain way, and she's like, no this, no that, no that. I'm like,
Yeah.
when I was reading it, I was like, girl, what? Get out of here! I was like, what are you?
This is not your wedding.
But yeah, probably.
I just feel like she
Amarantha's
would
too
be
far
more-
gone.
Like, she was just annoying and not a great friend or person. Amarantha was evil.
Yeah.
Like,
Messed up.
there's no getting, like, she would have it out for you.
Also, I can't remember when I read those books, when I read the word Amarantha and like they introduced that character, I thought of someone. It was some actress, and then like she looked nothing like how they described it, and like I could never get it. Now it's gone, thank God. But I was like, it was like stuck in my head
I
every
hate
time they
when
would
that happens.
like show her. That's what happened to me with like
Twisted?
Twisted Love. My husband and I had just come home from seeing Oppenheimer in the theaters, and I started Twisted Love that night. So I pictured the main guy, Alex, as
That's
Cillian
crazy.
Murphy. And I was like,
I would have hated
that's
that.
not what I wanted to picture. And so I was like, get out of my head. And so for all the rest of the books, this is the first book, all 3 other books, every time Alex got brought up, I was like, Cillian Murphy. Like, it could not go away. And
I
every time
would've
I think of those
hated
books,
that.
he still pops into my
people-
head.
I know you don't have anything, but like, people love Cillian Murphy. He is not my type. I'm sorry.
He's
Like,
also, like
good for
old.
y'all, but like, for me, I'm like, no. So if that's what I was picturing. Okay, next we have, would you rather be the main character in a fantasy or a thriller?
Fantasy for sure. I'm not about to be in a thriller. Hoi!
But also, like, the stakes are high in fantasy too.
But
Like,
if you're the main character, they're not
Like,
gonna.
you're not
You're gonna
side
survive.
character. I guess you will. Yeah, nobody's ever
mostly,
killing off
unless
their
you're
main-
like, yeah.
unless you're a, what's her name from?
Divergent.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm
I
like,
know.
this book has been out for so long.
I've
y'all
never
should
read
know.
the books, but I got it spoiled for me on
That's
TikTok comments,
crazy.
and I'm like, that makes me not want to read them at all.
No.
But anyway,
Neither.
Yeah, I would much rather be in a fantasy.
I think so too.
Okay.
I just don't know how I would survive in that world, but I'd rather have that than a thriller. And like, but also the main character never really dies in thrillers, at least the ones we've read so far.
That's true. But yeah, I don't want to be dealing with all those
crazy people. I'd rather deal with crazy fantasy people.
Yeah. Okay, so that kind of goes along with one of mine. Would you rather be fae or have a dragon?
I almost did one like this. I was like, would you rather be fae? But I couldn't think of anything else. I don't know. I feel like I want to say fae just because like all the things you get.
Yeah.
But also like having a dragon would be so cool. But also like being fae, like I'm just stuck alive forever.
Yeah.
I feel like at a certain point I would realistically be like, no, I'm done. I just don't like.
Yeah.
It takes away like the, I don't know, the joy.
I always wonder that, like, obviously it's not real life, but I think about the books and I'm like, are they like 500 years? Are they like, all right, like take me now, Lord? Like,
is anything important? Because it's like our lives. Like,
is everything just muddled together?
Yeah, like I feel like we're able to appreciate stuff because we have such short lives, but like for them it's just like never ending. Like how does anything matter at all? I feel like I might just say dragons.
Because if it's like fourth wing,
if I was in fourth wing,
you would get a signet and you would have powers that way.
I would love having a dragon. Yeah. I would do that. Also, just because it's so cool, like at least in fourth wing, like the getting to communicate mind to mind, and
love
like
a good.
The way I'm just thinking of Riddick and his dragon. They're so funny.
Like all the memes of them just like dancing.
The memes were so funny after Onyx Storm. I was dying.
Also, do y'all do that? Like after you read a book, go search it up on TikTok and like just see all the memes that people make.
I know, because nothing will compare to when we read ACOTAR for the first time together.
And then
oh my gosh, our TikTok was full of memes. We were sitting on the couch like dying laughing.
Like, so many good ones.
Experienced that so badly,
and we still send each other ones every time they like a
good
one pops
still funny, up. But like the experience of just reading them, and we were going through accounts. We hadn't even finished the series, and we were still like going through accounts and like watching reels and trying not to get spoilers.
Oh, such good times.
Okay, would you rather only be able to experience your favorite books, like you've already read the book, only be able to watch them as badly made movies, or every time you reread it, you hate them, like they get worse and worse?
So wait,
you could either ACOTAR, would you only be able to experience it again as a badly made movie, or you can reread it, it just sucks every time you reread it, like you just don't like it?
This sucks. I don't like this.
I wanted to give you a hard one.
I don't have an answer for either one. Okay, but wait, if the movie sucks, can I still read it and enjoy it?
No.
So I get nothing?
You get nothing. I was trying to think of some that were like, no option is good.
Wait a minute. Okay, so I can, if they come out with a bad movie, I still can't read it again?
No. Like, you read ACOTAR, you loved it. You can, if you want to experience it again, you can reread it and hate it, or you can just watch it as a movie, but it's badly made.
I feel like I'd rather do the movie.
Yeah, me too.
Because I don't want to like reread it and then be sad.
I know.
And, like hate it. You know what I mean?
Because I feel like if I watch the movie, it's like I can detach it from the book. And yes, I won't get to reread the book, but I'll be able to leave the book as is, like in my brain.
Yeah,
like,
that's what
that was good. I loved it, and like the movie won't necessarily affect it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because there's a lot of books that I loved.
And I don't have to watch the movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of books that I loved, and then they made into a movie, and like a lot of people get mad, and I'm like, like. Yeah, it's annoying when they don't follow the book, but I'm able to separate it and still enjoy the books for what it was.
I also just don't let my hopes get up. I'm like, I know nothing is going to compare to the book, so like I'm not letting my hopes for the movies and shows be so high, because it's not going to compare at all.
Yeah. But like with the Hunger Games, I love the movies, but like they're so good. But I love the books, and like you need to read them.
I just got the Hunger Games available.
Okay, so because it's like you get like. The thing about Katniss is she's so quiet. She keeps to herself. She's very reserved. And so the books is so much of her thoughts. And so there's so many things that you don't get to know in the movies because you don't get her thoughts. Yeah. So
I'm so excited to start it. And I keep getting TikToks of Sunrise on the Reaping, and I'm just like, I'm still waiting for it so badly.
I'm still waiting for it to become available, and I'm like, oh, I need to read it. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather be able to read only single POV forever or multiple POV?
Multiple. Okay. Like multiple. Does that include
Like the male and the female?
Okay. I feel like multiple.
Yeah, I love a good multiple. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know, I don't need as much, but there is times
I'd
where I'm
rather
like,
just have that instead of nothing.
yeah, like
'Cause
I love a good.
I love a dual
point of view.
POV, like getting the man's thoughts too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love a good POV. You want me to
Yeah.
do another one since I have a bunch?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Which trope would you rather have? Best friend's brother or brother's best friend?
I feel like best friend's brother,
Best friend's brother.
'cause that would just attach me to my best friend for life.
That's
Like
true.
I'd get to marry her brother and then just forever have my best friend in my life.
Wait, what?
You can't really. You're married, so
Yeah.
what would you have done?
Well, I think about it like my husband was friends with my brother, but like they weren't best friends,
Yeah.
but they were friends. Like they hung out in youth group and everything. So whenever I did start to date my husband, I was like, or like my husband, I was like scared to tell my brother, but it was fine.
Yeah.
But I think I prefer in a book
Best
when
friend's
it's
brother or brother's
best friend.
No.
Oh, it's so
something
good.
so good about it.
Oh, I love it.
Because it's kind of giving like forbidden, but they both give forbidden. I don't know.
But it's something different when it's like
I feel like at least when I'm reading it, I like brother's best friend more because it's not necessarily gonna ruin the relationship between the sister and the brother. But like when it's best friend's brother, there's always the annoying plot of like the best friend's mad, and I'm like, why are you mad? Just let them be together. Like what's the issue here?
We're like, you know what I mean?
Or like the way the main character is scared to tell her friend. I'm like, if you're scared to tell your friend that you like her brother, like, well, I understand that it's probably like nerve wracking, but if you think she's gonna smite you for it, like, maybe y'all shouldn't be friends. Cause what? Okay, sorry, my turn. Oh wait, I have to flip. Okay. Would you rather have to climb the 10,000 steps in the House of Wind, or walk the parapet in Fourth Wing? And the 10,000 steps are from an Akatar book.
Yeah. I honestly think I'd rather do the 10,000 steps. I feel like with the book where I don't want to give anything away, but in the book, the girl has to is trying to leave this place. So she has to go down these steps and it's like 10,000 of them. And it's apparently really hard to get down. Yeah. And so she keeps turning around. Like she goes down
2,000 steps.
And then she turns back around. So I'm like, that means you had to go down 2,000 and then 2,000 back up.
No, she's like,
girl, I would have just sat down.
Yeah.
Take
a nap. She goes down 2,000 and then she's like, oh, this is so hard, I can't. And walks back up. Is walking back up the steps not harder?
I would have sat down on the step that I got tired on, take a little nap, and then keep going. Like
I would have just duct taped pillows to myself and rolled down the steps at that point.
Get a sled.
Yeah. I feel like it would just be so easier to walk the steps, take breaks, versus
then do the parapet.
Walk across the parapet, this skinny little
and
bridge.
then also having to go fast because the person behind you is gonna push you off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Also, the 10,000 steps, you're just doing that by yourself. The parapet, if you fall, you're dead.
Yeah.
It's all over.
Yeah. 10,000 steps, you can. That's what I'm like, just girl, sit down. Every time I was reading it, I was like.
Also, it just made no sense how she thought.
At one point, didn't she get down 8,000?
No, she literally got so close and walked back up. I'm like, how was walking down 2,000 more steps?
She got too tired.
Then walking back.
Yeah, she got too tired, so she had to go back up. I'm like, sit down.
Yeah.
Sit down on the step on your own.
I saw a TikTok where the person was like, it's actually harder to go down the steps. They were talking about real life, and I was like, I don't think that's true. That doesn't make sense to me.
I saw a video where someone was at some steps in some castle, and it was a tight spiral, and she's like, okay, I get it, girl. But I'm like, even if it was hard, I'm not saying that it's not hard. But what happened? I know I've said it 17 times already. Sit down. Take a break.
Bring a backpack with some food and water and camp out and then wake up and go back. Keep going.
Some bread and cheese and apple slices.
Some multi-steel bread and a...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going out of order a little bit.
It's okay.
Okay. If you had to pick one, would you rather have your dragon be Taryn or Darna?
I don't know, because I feel like I have to go with Taryn.
I
Just because he's like the best dragon out there. And like as much as I love Andarna and her personality, like Taryn is such a like defender. Like he's a like
he
really cares for Violet and works with her. Yeah. And like I don't know. I just feel like he would be the best bet. Like as much as I love Andarna, she's not like I just.
So in Fourth Wing, the author has, I can't remember what it's called, but she has some diagnosis where her bones are like more brittle, and she has a lot of issues with injuries, and like she can't do a lot of things physically, and so the character, the main girl in Fourth Wing, has that same thing, and so she struggles with a lot of stuff, and it's like some of the stuff they have to do is like be able to climb up and get onto the dragon and sit on the dragon while they're flying, and and like all of them have to be able to do that to pass, and she can't. She struggles. And so Taryn, like he's supposed to be like this big bag, most aggressive dragon there is, but he's like patient with her.
I love Taryn.
You get to like, they talk each other's minds. It's so good.
Yeah, I think I would just pick him because like he's so caring and works with her, and like obviously he's the best dragon out there. So I'm like, why would I not choose the best?
It's almost like he's like, oh, I don't want to give anything away, but like a fatherly figure to her. You know what I mean? Like, it's so good. You know, when you talk about books, this is the thing. Is like, I want to be back in the world. Like, I just want to
jump back. Yeah. Have you seen those TikToks about cliff divers or cave divers? It's like me diving into my book.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Okay, this is my last one. So you can do a couple more if you want. Okay, I feel like this is worded so weirdly. Would you rather only be able to read romances for the rest of your life, or you can read fantasies but you hate every single one you read?
That's the worst.
I wanted to do some hard ones.
I guess romances, because I would get in a slump if I hated everything I read.
You would.
I'd rather just read romances.
I mean, you could, if you're doing the fantasy one, you can read romances aside. Like, you can read both genres, but you're just going to hate every fantasy.
That's so sad. That's so depressing.
Romance. Sorry about that. But hey, it's not real, so you can keep reading your fantasies. Okay. Do you have more?
Yeah, I have two more. And this one I don't have an answer for, so let's see what you have to say. Pick your MMC, Rhysand or Xaden.
So would I rather like be with Rhysand or Xaden? Like romantically?
Yeah, like you're the female main character.
So this is why you don't have an answer.
No, because I can't choose between the two.
But also you're married.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, like, as far as who they are as characters.
But am I picking it as my favorite or like who I would want to be with?
Both. Like it's
okay. I don't know.
Those are my favorite MMCs I love ever.
Them so much. Like, I feel like I would just have to go with Rhysand though. It's like he's my OG, and I don't know. Oh, they're so. Oh, I love them both though.
It's so hard.
But I also feel like personality-wise, I might be able to get more along with Rhys. Like, yeah, I feel like Xaden's a little bit more like, I don't know, out there. Not out there, but just like, I don't know. I feel like I would like Rhysand more. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm just thinking like, I think there's a reason I tend to like those kind of characters because they are similar to my husband as far as like they're strong and like they're capable and they handle the situations.
Takes care of the woman.
Takes care of the woman. Lets her be like feminine and like that's like the same way that my husband is. So those are why I like those.
It's like I'm thinking back to stuff Xaden does in the book. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Like I have no answer. Like I don't know.
Like I would just say Rhysand at the end of the day.
I know.
Like,
part of me is like Rhysand.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it's because Akhtar was my first fantasy. Like, that doesn't take away from how much I love it, but there's just such a connection to it because it was the first thing I read, and I'm so obsessed with them and the characters, and I just think it would be Rhysand for me.
Yeah. Okay, last one.
What?
I'm trying to word this in a way.
Some of them are hard to word.
Okay. For the first like couple books of the Throne of Glass series, who would you choose, not including Assassin's Blade, who would you choose for Selena? Dorian or Gale? And who did you want?
For myself, I would choose Gale.
No.
What?
I love Dorian.
I love Dorian too, but I don't know. It was like the second Kale got introduced on page, I was like,
No,
we didn't know a thing about him. I just read his name and I was like, that's it. That's the man.
right off the bat, I was like, who is this guy?
I don't know.
But no,
why
I didn't
loved
dislike his
him.
character. I know a lot of people like hate him. I didn't dislike him.
I'm a Kale defender.
I liked his character, but for the character, like, to be her guy, I'm like, no, I wanted Dorian 100%.
For Selena, as much as I want to say Kale because I like him better, I think Dorian and Selena would do better long term.
Yeah. Also, like the way Kale was like,
You can't say it though.
no, I'm not gonna give anything away.
What?
The first book, Selena's like competing to be the king's assassin, basically. And then when she goes and has to assassinate people, Kale's like, how dare you? I'm like, what did you expect from her?
That's why I'm like, I feel like Dorian would be better long term.
Yeah.
But also, hey, Kale has some growth. He grows.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I'm not a
That's
Kale
what,
hater.
give him a chance.
I like
Give him
his
grace.
character, and if you've read the series, you know his book is like Tower of Dawn is like focuses more on him. People hate it, and I'm like, dude, it's so much growth in that book.
And
I
people
loved it.
skip it, and I'm like,
I can't
how
believe
could you skip that book?
that book. If you skip it, ties everything together.
And also, just because they hate him, they're gonna skip it. I'm like,
Why do you
need to
hate him?
chill.
That's what I'm like. That I'm gonna say it every episode. Y'all are a bunch of haters. Why? Just let things go. Can people not grow and have character growth?
Yeah.
He messed up. He was also only what, 21, 22? Like,
And I think that's what I love about him is like, we got to see him wrestle with like, just his feelings and like grow as a person.
also the fact that like I think someone did like a timeline, and the fact that they were only like that all that happened like within 1 week of like
no, that's
them.
insane.
I was like, afterwards I was like the way it's like not as significant as your mind makes it out to be.
How many books we were in? I was like, it's only been a year.
Yeah,
it's not been any time at all.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I think that's my.
But I think I would pick Dorian. Would you?
Yeah, Dorian, 100%. I loved him. Like when I was reading it, I was like, I was mad.
Well, I would pick him for her, but for me, I would pick Kale.
I would still pick Dorian for myself. I think that's everything.
You have no more?
Yeah, that's everything.
Well, I feel like that turned out well.
Yeah.
I that's why I was like,
I feel like
I think
it was hard
fine
to
if
come
we
up.
had different stuff because it gives us more things to go off of.
It's
like
hard
if
to
it
come
was-
up with stuff. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Testing our creative boundaries, which.
But you know what? Next time we do this, I think I want to ask like on our Instagram or something, like put a question box up and have y'all do it to us, and then us not open it until we sit down and like.
That's what I can't wait for, like to have. Obviously, we already have an audience, but like to be able to interact with y'all and have y'all like post or like put Instagram question boxes and like have y'all do things for us for the episode. Like that's just gonna be so fun to have y'all's input, and I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Yeah. So that's that.
Let us know what y'all picked for each question if you had an answer.
Yeah. Are we announcing the book for April?
Yeah, we can. Because it's
this
like
one's-
what April.
It's like the end of March. Or it's
no,
April.
this will be posted like April 3rd or something.
Yeah. Okay. So
Our book club book.
our book club book. It's not going to come out for a couple more days.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Is Fearless by Lauren Roberts.
Roberts.
It is the third book in the Powerless series, but we love this series, and we thought it's like coming out at the perfect time. It comes out April 8th, so it'll be available in a few days.
Yeah.
And
so you don't have to go buy it. Like go on your Libby and you can rent it, and you have the whole month to read it. So don't even worry. You'll have time. So how it's going to be is we have our Fable book club. If you go in our little link, there's the link for Fable. You can join the book club, and on there we'll be able to discuss it as we're reading, like chapter by chapter. You can put your thoughts, and then we'll at the end of the month do like a recap episode for the book,
and we'll talk everything we thought, and we'll also put up, we can either pick from the Fable, like we can see people's stuff on the Fable book club, and also I think we're gonna put up a box on our Instagram stories for y'all to put input, and we can kind of go through that stuff too. So
if you're a fast reader and you haven't read any of them, go read the other ones, and then you can read this one. Like, I mean, I literally just read the first two in 2 days. So
yeah.
And you can get the audiobooks too. Like, I don't know. They're just so much fun.
So good.
Don't be a hater. Okay. This is a fun place. This is a safe space.
Yeah. But other than that, like, we're so excited to start the book club. I
Yeah.
can't wait to like have the episode where we talk about
And
it.
talk with y'all like over
Yeah.
the app
And then
everything.
in the future too, we'll have y'all's input. Like, we can vote on books, so we're
Yeah.
gonna read. We just kind of wanted to pick Fearless for
Yeah.
the first one.
We just thought
'cause-
this was like perfect time
Yeah.
because we just launched and
Yeah.
this is just coming out. So yeah, we seriously love these
excited.
books. So anyway, that's that.
Thank you for listening.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.